I'm going to keep this straightforward because I know a lot of people feel a little uneasy when they're looking at a fully automatic espresso machine that promises 19 different coffee recipes. You've probably wondered whether you're really getting a machine that will fit into your morning routine, whether the built-in grinder will actually give you the grind you need for a latte or a straight espresso, and if the price is justified compared to buying coffee out of a CAF. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and I'll walk through what the Zulay Magia Super Automatic does in a typical kitchen, where it shines, and where it might fall short, so you can decide if it's the right fit before you click Add to Cart. First off, the thing that scares most buyers about a super automatic is the learning curve. You see a wall of buttons, you hear about customizable profiles, and you worry you'll end up spending more time tweaking settings than actually drinking coffee. In my experience, the Magma's interface is designed to be as close to a coffee shop's menu as you can get at home. When you turn it on, a simple LCD panel walks you through choosing a bean type, setting the grind size, and selecting one of the 19 preset drinks from a classic espresso to a frothy cappuccino. The presets are stored in the machine's memory, so after you've dialed in your preferred strength, milk temperature, and foam density for a specific drink, you can hit that button again the next morning and the machine does the rest. That level of repeatability is a real time saver for anyone who wants a reliable cup without relearning the process every day. Now, let's talk about the grinder, because that's where a lot of the value for money debate lives. The Magma comes with a built-in burr grinder that can be adjusted across a fairly wide range, from fine enough for a ristretto to coarse enough for a French press. In practice, I found the grind adjustment to be intuitive. A quick turn of the dial on the front of the machine moves the burrs and the change is reflected instantly in the extraction. For a household that drinks multiple styles, say, a strong espresso for a quick pick-me-up and a milk-based latte for a relaxed weekend, that flexibility means you're not stuck with a one-size-fits-all grind. It also eliminates the need for a separate grinder, which can be a costly add-on if you're starting from scratch. The milk foam system is another area where the Magma tries to differentiate itself. It's a built-in frother that automatically steams and textures milk at the touch of a button, producing a velvety microfoam for cappuccinos or a lighter, airy foam for macchiatos. What matters in real use is consistency, and the machine does a decent job of delivering a similar texture each time, as long as you use fresh, cold milk and keep the frothing wand clean. The automatic cleaning cycle is a practical feature. After a few drinks, the system runs a short rinse that clears most milk residue, which means you aren't spending 10 minutes scrubbing the wand after every use. However, the cleaning cycle does require you to empty a small water reservoir, and if you forget, the next frothing session can be a bit foamy in the wrong way. Speaking of cleaning, the entire unit is built around easy maintenance. The drip tray and used bean container pop out with a single lever, and the brew group can be detached for a quick rinse. The auto clean program you activate once a week runs a water-only flush through the brew path, which keeps oil buildup from beans at bay. For most people, that's enough to keep the taste consistent without having to deep clean every component weekly. The downside is that the machine does not have a dedicated descaling indicator, so you have to keep track of your own schedule based on water hardness in your area. If you live in a hard water region and forget to decale, you might notice a subtle bitterness after a few months. Now, who should actually consider buying this? If you're a coffee enthusiast who enjoys experimenting with different styles, maybe you like an espresso shot in the morning, a latte in the afternoon, and a cappuccino on the weekend, the Magma's 19 recipes give you a lot of room to play. It's also a good match for a small office or a family where multiple people have different preferences. Each user can program their favorite drink and the machine remembers it. The built-in grinder means you can buy whole beans in bulk, which often ends up cheaper than buying pre-ground coffee, and you'll have fresher flavor compared to a cheaper pod system. On the other hand, if you're looking for a single-serve solution that just makes a quick espresso and you don't care about milk drinks, you might be overpaying for features you won't use. The machine's footprint, about 14 inches wide and 9 inches deep, is larger than a standard drip coffee maker, so a cramped countertop could become a problem. Also,